Jujutsu Kaisen video. And in this video, I will be talking about the spoilers for chapter 224 of the Jujutsu Kaisen manga. And this chapter basically just serves to show us the beginning of the final arc, and in this chapter we will finally get to see the long-awaited battle of Gojo versus Sukuna. So in the last chapter, we saw that Gojo was walking through the city of Shibuya, and in this moment he was walking alongside Gakuganji, Urahime, and Ichiji. And in the next scene we see that Ichiji just created a barrier, and in this moment Ichiji is determined to help Gojo. And while this was happening, we saw that Urahime suddenly started using her curse technique, and in this moment she was performing a dancing ritual. And Urahime was using her curse technique so that she could increase Gojo's cursed energy output by 200%. And we can see that Gojo was getting ready to attack Sukuna, and we see that Gojo was preparing to attack Sukuna with the help of Urahime and Ichiji. And in this moment the author is showing us that Gojo decided to use a hollow purple to attack Sukuna, and this hollow purple is powered up by 200%. And after blasting this hollow purple at Sukuna, we got to see the reaction of Sukuna, and in this moment we see that Sukuna tried to stop Gojo's attack with his bare hands. And after being hit by Gojo's attack, we saw that Sukuna's right hand got destroyed by the hollow purple. And in this moment the author is telling us that the strongest sorcerer in history is going to fight against the strongest sorcerer from today. And then Gojo started confronting Sukuna, and Gojo just said, "It seems like you've got the wrong idea about this, so I will tell you." And then Gojo told Sukuna that he is the challenger here. But before I start this video guys, let me tell you guys that the leaker said that Jujutsu Kaisen will be on break next week, and this will be a 1-week break. So these spoilers start off by showing us that Sukuna is talking trash to Gojo, and in this moment Sukuna is insulting Gojo. And Sukuna just said, "Gojo Satoru, you are just a fish on the cutting board, you are just a little livelier than the other ones." And then Sukuna told Gojo that he is going to get rid of his scales. However, Gojo just responded to this by asking Sukuna why he is still keeping that face, and Gojo also said that he went through some special training. And then Gojo told Sukuna that he can easily punch Megumi without showing any mercy, and the reason for this is because he looks like Toji. And then Gojo just said that he will think about Megumi after he kills Sukuna. And then in the next scene we see that Gojo started fighting against Sukuna, and in this moment they are both attacking each other at the same exact time. And in this epic moment the author is showing us that Gojo tried to punch Sukuna with a punch from his right fist, however Sukuna was able to dodge Gojo's punch. And in the next scene that we got in the spoilers we see that Sukuna got blasted through a building. However, right when Sukuna tried to regain his balance, we saw that Gojo started chasing Sukuna, and then Gojo sent Sukuna flying with a very powerful kick. And then in the next scene we see that Gojo and Sukuna are fighting on a bridge, however Gojo instantly broke the bridge that they were standing on. And then Gojo lifted a piece of the bridge into the sky, and in this moment Gojo attacked Sukuna by throwing the rubble towards him. And we see that this attack was able to hit Sukuna, and in this moment we see that Sukuna is trying to block this attack with his bare hands. However, at the last second we suddenly saw that Sukuna was able to escape from Gojo's attack, and then Sukuna pointed a finger gun at Gojo. And after pointing his finger at Gojo, Sukuna just said the word, "dismantle." And Sukuna's dismantle attack was able to slash off a part of the building that is behind Gojo. And at the last second we suddenly saw that Gojo noticed that the building is coming from behind, however while this is happening we see that Sukuna is trying to corner Gojo by attacking him from the front. And in this moment we see that Sukuna tried to attack Gojo with a punch from his right fist, however Gojo was able to block the punch with his infinity. And then at the last second we suddenly saw that Gojo deactivated his infinity so that he could grab Sukuna, and in this moment we can see that both of the fighters crashed into the building. And then in the next scene we see that Gojo and Sukuna continued to fight each other while they were inside of the falling building. And then we see that they put a door in between each other, and in this moment they are both preparing to attack each other with a very powerful punch. And then in the next scene we see that the building fell down to the ground, and in this moment the author was showing us that Sukuna and Gojo were both inside of the building when it hit the ground. And on the last page of this chapter we get to see that Gojo and Sukuna are both casually walking out of the dust cloud that was caused by the building. And in this moment Gojo was telling Sukuna that he is going to blame everything on him for causing this destruction. And Sukuna just replied to this by saying, "Look who's talking." And then Gojo just said, "Oh crap, I forgot that Mei Mei is having this battle on television." So this is where this chapter ends, and this is the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, then like, comment, and subscribe.